My name is Sofia Kayinska. I'm the acting director of Lviv Convention Bureau. I'm here in Lviv now, and in June we are launching our project Industry Talks During the War. We will talk to the experts of national and international exhibition industry, what is happening now, what we will do in the future. So stay tuned and watch our videos. Welcome everyone. That's Industry Talks During the War, the project of Lviv Convention Bureau aimed to show how the Ukrainian MICE and exhibition industry works during the war and how do our foreign colleagues react to the war in Ukraine. My name is Sofia Kayinska. I'm the acting director of Lviv Convention Bureau. We will talk with Gorazd Chas, the CEO of Toleranza Marketing Agency, creator of Convent Exhibition and editor-in-chief of the first New Europe Meetings and Events Industry Professional magazine, Congress. So, hello, Gorazd. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, hi.
Thank you for being with us and having this useful conversation. Our team also thanks you for supporting Ukraine during Russian war. You were one of the first who actually supported us and published a post about war in Ukraine and also called to help Ukrainians and made a video with our team. Actually, it was like the war started on 24th and on 2nd of March, we had this webinar. You also experienced the Balkan War in the 90s. Thank God Slovenia did not have as much violence as the former countries of Yugoslavia, but still it was a horrible period in European history. So how did you recover from these times? How does MICE business come back to normal? And what messages to your partners did you use to keep them in touch?
Yeah, actually, the war in ex-Yugoslavia was quite long, for actually 5 to 6 years. The worst situation was in Bosnia, where it was a heart of ex-Yugoslavia, and of course, it finished in 1995, and of course. Even further on, people call us in regards of with our business. Is still a war in Slovenia or in Yugoslavia, so we come back to normal, if I can use this term, around 2000. So it was really a decade without really a lot of meetings, but of course the local market was there, so we refocused at that time on supporting our country, like you are doing, Sofia. So that's what we can do as a meetings industry. Some of our colleagues supported also refugees at that time, so it's quite similar to what is going on now. So what we have, what skills we have, we are communicating. We are actually experts for logistics. We can help a lot to our countries in such a worse and terrible situation as you are in now. So basically, meetings industry have tools and capacities to be helpful and to help motherland, in a wartime, and that's what happened. But of course, the international business recovered slowly after the war. As I said, it took around 5 years, 4 to 5 years that we come back to the normal, and of course we used all our, let's say so, ambassadors at that time to talk about Slovenia at that time, why we need to be independent, and so on, because there is always a geopolitics behind which normal people do not understand. So basically, with our network of ambassadors, we try to raise awareness about Slovenia and about what is going on at that time. This is maybe a suggestion to you, and you are doing well, Sofia. You are really good in that, and this is how we can help as the communicators, experts in logistics, and also promotion, experts in promoting destinations. This is all useful in such times.
Thank you for that, Gorazd. Actually, yes, the ambassadors and people who talk, they are really important because without them, you just can't spread the information. And it's really good that our ambassadors in Lviv, they actually, because we have this program, Lviv Honorary Ambassadors, they also help to spread the information. And they also talk to their associations, which means that they're closer to all the thoughts that people can have and what they can come to the conclusion. A lot of colleagues from MICE industry immediately reacted to the war in Ukraine. A lot of them declared support and suspended Russian membership for some time. So what is your position? Is it enough response to Russia invasion?
Well, I believe that the response from European Union or European countries is strong. I was surprised how proactive are our colleagues in Europe, also in the States, in the UK. But of course, there is a silent majority in Asia. There is no response from India, no response from China. So I do expect better response from those countries, also from professionals. So this is missing, in my personal opinion. And of course, all of us, we are believers in your fight against Russia. I am believer, and you will win in the end. This is what I personally, I'm 100% sure. But of course, we need to use all our communication skills and tools also to convince people in those countries to really force Russia to sit down on because every war must end at the table, you know. So basically, these big countries and also the industry behind is not really reacting like they should do. This is of course, my personal opinion, but definitely you can count on all kind of support in European Union. This is material support, humanitarian support, all kind of things we can do. You know, there is some initiatives which are really great. For example, for refugees going out of Ukraine now, I believe it's 5 million people now already all over Europe, in all countries of European Union. There is initiative actually of BIA Awards that they created a website where professionals from Ukraine can find a permanent part-time job actually in different agencies around Europe. This is a nice and very efficient initiative because you are all great experts. So we can really give you again opportunity to work and to be active even in such a bad situation, you know. And again, to help your country in that way. So many initiatives, many people are just doing these things silently, supporting you. And this is amazing what they are doing. Some of them, some initiatives I know, some of the colleagues went to the border with Ukraine to help refugees. These are big names of the industry. I will not mention them, but really a lot of things is going on. But as I said, once again, there is a silent part of the world, the Asia. No response, no reaction, nothing. So basically, my personal wish is that also that part of the world push Russia to finish this bloody war, you know, and that's really, in my opinion, crucial at this particular moment.
Yeah, thank you for that, because, you know, that's a new perspective that I got today, because usually we were focused on European market and the US, of course, but we didn't have like the strong contacts with the Asian market. So I will definitely think what we can do there. Thank you for this insight. Mm-hmm. So right now, Ukraine is facing unbelievable violence from Russia. And the world supports us, but still there are a lot of countries and companies who continue doing business with Russia, even MICE companies. So what do you think? Why do you think they remain on Russia's market?
It's difficult to say. I mean, there is actually general conclusion here in Europe that simply we will not work with Russians until this war stops and until everything is actually how to say, again, it will not be more normal again, but of course when the things will normalize, basically that's a kind of conclusion all over Europe. But basically this pragmatic approach, I mean, money talks, man. This is my answer to your question. Really simply, money talks, and then people obviously do not have really. They do not care about to have a face. Actually, you know, this is what I believe. You need to have a face after everything what you are doing. At the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. I will give you a totally different idea. For example, if you are working with bees, if you are a beekeeper, and you organize a congress which is for beekeepers, and suddenly the company which is the biggest polluter who kills the bees, which is, I will name it Syngenta or any other phytopharmaceutical companies, gives you, I don't know, €1 million for that conference. Would you accept it or not? You know, that's the face you have, you know. So basically, as organizer, you should decide what is my actually ethic. You know, my ethic is that as long as this situation is not over, I will not work with Russians. And of course, obviously, money talks. This is my answer to you. But again, if we talk about that, if we publicly talk about that, if we urge our colleagues with that message, then of course a lot of positive things will happen. But always there will be people, you know, without face.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately because they do not care about their reputation, and if to look like forward, so who will work with them in the future if they have the Russian market in their portfolio? So yeah, that's exactly the question.
Yeah, because they can actually influence on the politicians. You know, that we are a small country. Of course, we are not important in this whole story because we just have 2 million people. You know, so basically
everyone is important.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know, but of course, from this old school geopolitics perspective, we are so small that this is a suburb of, I don't know, Moscow, probably, for them, you know. So basically, but anyhow, yeah, I believe, yeah, every voice is important, man. Yeah, I just wanted to say that yeah, we need to be loud. This is what I would like to say. Yeah,
that's the thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
So war in Ukraine is not only Ukrainians' problem, and we all understand that Russia will never stop until we stop it. And their propaganda also mentioned that Poland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania will be next. So we had this narrative in the TV. Yeah. They've done it, really. Even now, neighboring countries like Poland and Slovakia are suffering from the war too. I was actually talking to our Polish colleagues, and a lot of people are canceling their visit to Poland, which I think is wrong. So, and yes, and they are canceling events, which is also not so good. I hope that people will understand that they should come back. Because supporting Poland and all the countries who are bordering with Ukraine also, so they will support Ukraine as well. So what can the mice industry do to help Ukraine more?
Well, first of all, as I said, from my point of view, also as a media, we need to spread the word. You know, we need to give you opportunity to talk, to share your opinion, open all the channels we have, social media channels, direct marketing channels, everything what we have available. We need to support you. This is what we are doing, and we will go on with that. Then, of course, at the trade shows, you must be present with the Ukrainian stand. This is where we can support you, so that you show, that you talk with the people. This is, again, the second part. And then of course, we need to talk about, you know, after 100, how many days is war now? 117, am I right?
At least. Yes.
war becomes a normal thing. That was exactly the same in ex-Yugoslavia. In the first 14 days or maybe 3 weeks, we were all over the news, all over the world, But then the war suddenly was a kind of normal thing, Oh, again, this war in ex-Yugoslavia. That was the common reaction of people all over Europe, But it's not over till it's over. So we need to talk. You need to keep going, Sophia. This is what you need to do. So again, giving you channels to talk, giving you place that you present Ukraine, also proudly present your country. This is super important, in my opinion. This gives a positive sign to everybody, especially if there are, if you go to international events like IMEX. I was really surprised. It was so, touchy when you were there, and that's the one part, and then of course material part is super important. So we need to help you with humanitarian aid, with military aid, with everything what you need at this particular moment. These are fields where a lot of colleagues are quite proactive. But again, coming back to what I said before, there is a silent part of the world, so which is a problem too, in my personal opinion. Only Europe, of course, is here with you, because I was surprised when one of the Americans at the IMEX asked me, because he mixed my country with Slovakia, and he said, "Okay, you are a neighbor of Ukraine." Yeah, I said, "Not really neighbor, but we are not far away." And then he said to me, "It's only 1 centimeter on the map, from your city to that perspective." So we are really in Europe, and this is really close. So it's not a joke. I mean, you must stand and be together, in this situation. This is our face in these hard times. This is how I'm thinking, So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but basically this is how we can help. Yeah, many things. Also, some of the people doesn't want to be really publicly, announce that they're helping, but they're helping heavily. I know some guys from the industry, you know them very well too. Big names of the industry, they're helping with all these things we are talking now, with material help, with everything what they can do actually. So coming back again, but we need to think how to actually force also other half of the world, to be with us here in Europe, let's say so. Yeah. So, because definitely this will influence on all of us. Definitely, we can also see that. Luckily, of course, this local business here in Central Europe or in Eastern Europe is going on anyway, But of course, this international business, this will influence on all of us. And don't want to be pessimistic, but we will wait for some years that we will recover, all of us, after your war. I mean, after our war, if you want to. So basically, it's more complex than it looks like, in my personal opinion. This international market, I'm talking mainly about the States, about the Chinese market, the Middle East market, will not come so quickly back to us, to all of us. So basically, again, if we are, what we can do, if we organize events in the region where we know where we are, and between this, let's say so, New Europe, as I call it, then again we can help to all of us, and we need to bring one event as soon as possible to Lviv. This is also something what we can do. One live event. Let's think out of the box. Let's organize something in Lviv now. This is where we can also do something crazy, and let's do it. I mean, this is a great message, in my personal opinion. Of course, you are in the middle of war, but this would be a great sign, for example. So it says a lot.
Yeah, we will think about it, because usually when we say, because the war didn't start at the 24th. It started like 8 years before that, when Russia invaded Ukraine first. And when we, my colleagues went to IMAX first, so that in 2014. So the narrative was like, Ukraine is big. The war is going on, like all the battles are on the east of Ukraine, and Lviv is completely safe. But now we can't say this because we also have the sirens. We have the rocket, all the time these alarms, at least one time a day. Especially, I'm really worried when I'm not in Ukraine, when I'm, for example, at the exhibition or whatever, and then I just see, because we have the app which shows alarms, and I'm worried about my family. So that's the thing. Yeah, but hopefully everything will be fine, and we will definitely organize something, but we will think about it when the time is safer.
In ex-Yugoslavia, we're still talking about the Bona coming to Koševo Stadion, which is the main stadion of Sarajevo, in the middle of war, actually. It was just before the war ended, and that concert was for everybody in ex-Yugoslavia a kind of, moment. He was so brave that he came with the band to a war zone, really. And that was a kind of statement, and then everybody realized, okay, suddenly we are close. Finally, we were close to the end of the war, So, I mean, this is also what our business can do, I will not say or use word that we are a show business, but yeah, we have some celebrities on scientific fields, on the fields of music, you name it, So basically, this is how we can help. I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we had Nina Katamadze in Lviv like yesterday or the day before yesterday. She came to sing in Lviv Philharmonic. So that's really nice that she came. It's a huge support showing from her. We know that after 2 years of COVID, industry is very weak, but finally it is a chance to come back to business, and everything has changed. We have to overthink new ways of making events, to think of personal experience that people need. That digitalization has changed a lot because of the hybrid events, because the online events. So what are the challenges after COVID your industry are facing right now, exhibition?
I mean, basically, in our agency, we are doing all types of events, from live to digital hybrid, and now we will do the first metaverse event. So this will be experiment at the end of August. So basically, we try to understand all the logics behind these different types. Basically, I believe the industry will be stronger, but not at this particular moment, because after COVID, we have war in Ukraine now. This is how we are going up and down, and obviously this is a new way of living, so with the crisis all over, non-stop. So I don't know, maybe the climate crisis will then come, who knows. I try to stay positive, don't get me wrong, so basically the industry will be stronger if we put together all these 4 new parts of the industry. So we have now specialists for hybrid, specialists for digital, specialists for metaverse, which this is amazing. But of course, looking on this classical hardcore live meetings industry, we have a problem with staff now, because we lost a lot of people, so all of us, in all over the world, everybody says, oh, we didn't, we still have the same team, but it's not true, actually. Now, when the business is slowly coming back, we realize in all countries in Europe, all over Europe, that something is wrong with the industry, with the hospitality industry, with the restaurant business, all over Europe. So basically, we need to become, don't get me wrong, I will use strange words, a sexy industry again. At this particular moment, people are going out of the industry, not coming in. So what we can do, we need to do exactly what Krzysztof is doing in Poland, educate young people, bring younger generation to our business. This is crucial. This is, in my personal opinion, number one issue we have. If we will not convince your generation to work in this industry, then Houston, we have a problem. And another thing which is becoming really obvious, in my personal opinion, is that we are becoming a high-tech industry. So before, it was not like that. It was easy to come to the business, but now for hybrid, metaverse, and so on, you must have a lot of technology behind and a lot of knowledge. And this is a transition we are doing, and that's why we again need young people coming with fresh ideas, crazy ideas. This is, in my personal opinion, really crucial. And of course, forget about logistics. This is not our business. Our business is a communication business at the end of the day. This is what I'm also preaching. We try to connect people, through different channels, and this is amazing what we can do. This is the power of our industry. To connect people, to create communication, all kind of communications. And that's why I'm not using this proverb that the future is hybrid or whatever. Future is actually always future. So basically, the question is if it is if you are using a concept like some politicians are using. I told you before, what is going on with your war is that you have a clash of civilizations. You have Middle Ages thinking against young urban thinking. This is a clash, and it's quite similar in our industry. So if I can comment this in that way, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will change that, because sometimes we are visiting some events, or we are looking at what is happening, and then my colleague says, well, we need to do more in Ukraine, because what we see, and actually that's the thing with our generation, so we want more added value to the events we are attending. And so we are looking at this from this perspective as well. So right now, even during the war, we are thinking about the future. And I think that's super great.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about Europe, and I do hope that now this last news I just get today, that they will accept you to a European Union and so on. This is really beautiful era, let's say, so that you can work anywhere in Europe, if you have knowledge about this industry. And this is amazing, so we nobody wants to lose that, so basically we are also, all of us, fighting for that, Again, an old school concept towards a modern, urban approach. This is also about the whole situation. This is my comment about the situation in Ukraine somehow, Yeah. Barbaric approach towards modern approach. I can talk for hours about that. This is why I'm so passionate about your story. Really, because it could come to all of us, this barbarism, So when we have barbarism all over Europe, then it's the end of civilization. Then we just need a nuclear bomb and it's over. This is where we are. And nuclear bomb is not just a problem of Ukraine, it's a problem of the whole civilization.
That's the thing. I hope that more people would understand this, because, it takes, actually, it connects all the industries, all the world, all the sustainability things that we want to preserve. And I hope more people understand this. So Gorazd, you are the co-founder of famous trade show Conventa. 2 years you have to adapt your event for coronavirus restrictions. So what has changed since 2020? And what new things are you planning at Conventa this year?
Yeah, basically, Conventa is quite innovative project. So basically, it's not just about the trade show itself, but we have quite a lot of children of Conventa, let's say. So, for example, we have a platform we call Conventa Trend Bar, which we use also at the beginning of war in Ukraine, which is a kind of networking platform where we share ideas, problems, talk about the situation in our industry. Then we have a new project which is called Conventa Academy. In line with what I said before, we need to educate a younger generation, bring younger generation to our business, open all these topics which are quite important for all of us, like about digitalization of events, metaverse, name it, blockchain technologies, and all these things are coming to our business, and we need to bring this knowledge to the market. And we created a great program with probably, in my personal opinion, best speakers in Europe for that. People who are doing these things. So not just people with theoretical background, but people practicing all this stuff in real life. So that's another thing. Then we have, of course, Conventa Crossover, which is a festival of creativity, because our industry is also a creative industry. We connect different types of creatives, from artists to name it. I mean, architects, to create experience at the end. So basically, part of the program is so-called Conventa Best Event Award. So we are awarding the best events mainly from New Europe, but of course also from some other countries. We expect quite a lot of applications. And of course, we have some other projects on the pipeline, like, for example, Conventa Rally, which will be an eco rally. So we will drive with eco cars. And our main concern is how to make our event more sustainable. So we are working on that for the last 14 years. We are quite well known because of our wooden crates and many other things, but this is just a visible part of the story. We co-created the whole story with Umanotera, which is Slovenian NGO working hardly on sustainability, which is an institution here in our country. And of course, we created a list of 165 steps we need to do. I can tell you, after 14 years, Sophia, we are on half of way there, you know, so we are actually on 40%, 40. And we have a lot of work to do, but we are working on that 14 years. So basically, I must admit that carbon footprint of Conventa is quite high. It's 190 kilograms of carbon footprint per day per participants. So at the end, this is something we are working, and we will show this year. You will experience that in real life, how we are doing that. You know, so basically, it's amazing how many people wants to come by train, for example, this year to Conventa. Although it's quite complicated, but we somehow changed the way how buyers, exhibitors are thinking about carbon footprint, and I'm really proud on that. But to wrap up, the whole idea of Conventa is to have 365 degrees of activities, so that this is not just one-time event, but that we also have, and we showed this many times, that this is a kind of platform where you come when you need knowledge, networking, you know, or a real business, or creating leads, creating opportunities. So that's how we are thinking. And there is a lot of work and a lot of challenges, but definitely we are going on. And of course, some of these projects started during the crisis because we had some time to stop, to rethink, and that was quite positive during the Corona, so that we can really rethink the business models and everything. I'm really afraid that our memory is short. That's the problem. So basically, I can already see again that we are running from place like before, and maybe we should be more responsible towards environment and towards our decisions, where we go, how we are going to events, and so on. So a lot of stories to share. Sophia, I can talk for hours about our project. You can see this is my child, and of course, I'm passionate about. So yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, what I like, the first time I went to Conventa, and there was a day where you just put the apples on our tables, and it was so sweet.
Yes. That's these are small things, you know. These are small things, but I believe that small things matters, you know. In line with sustainable movement we are doing, it's just about small things. But at the end, you know, step by step, we are changing things. Like in your case, I think so. It's the same, you know, regarding the war in your country. You know, with small steps, you will win at the end. This is what I believe. You know.
Yeah, we also think like that, you know, because a lot of small steps is the big one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So right now, the exhibition in Ukraine, of course, has almost stopped. The exhibition centers became shelters for temporary displaced people. The exhibition experts helped NGOs and organized the logistics, which is really nice that they used all their knowledge in good. But it, of course, can't last forever. And people have to come back to work. to have work, and actually about what you said before, this lack of people who work in the industry. So it's a huge problem in the whole world. So, but still, we have to continue working. So, what the first steps our industry experts have to take, and how can the international community help with that? Because we mentioned some of this, but let's focus on Ukrainian experts.
Well, I'm a big fan, and I'm using this heavily, of design thinking. So now I will just give you a hint, how would I do this, So this is a kind of strategic recovery you need to do of the whole industry in Lviv, especially in all other cities in Ukraine, with infrastructure. So basically, I believe it's good that you go through this design thinking process and that you redesign the whole industry. So with so-called design destination canvas or all these tools available, to rethink everything. Because I really do not have enough information to comment this. We are doing a lot of consulting also for different destinations. So basically, that's why I'm saying this. I cannot just say just like that, do that and that, because there is no, it's a process actually you need to go through. First of all, the war must finish. And then of course, I told you before, it took some time, that the international market will come back, because to get trust back, that you are a safe country. This is the main concern. I remember that from 90s. From Yugoslavia, that was always a question. When I was a Timex, even in 2005, they asked me, "Is there a war in Slovenia?" No, there is no war. It was 10 years after the clash of and no. So be prepared also for that. So you need to have a clear answer to such questions, because there is a simple hierarchy in the mindset of meeting planners, and it doesn't matter where they come from. First of all, is accessibility. Then is safety, and then all other things. Then ROI, or I don't know, the price, performance of destinations. These are three things, and then of course accommodation. You are a great destination. I was there personally. I know what I'm talking about. So you have this specific spirit in your city, which is there, and you have all the capacities, all the hotels. Everything is beautiful, But to get back the trust, this is a process. So basically, you need to work on that. It would help if you can develop a kind of communication strategy also about that, So it could be a little bit rock and roll strategy too, in a way that you provoke a little bit. But of course, as I said, the first thing is definitely that the war is over, and that you can redevelop the whole industry. That's for sure. I believe you need to go through such process. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, actually, you answered the part of my next question. Because you were here in Lviv, and we had the Conventa Trend Bar in Lviv, and everyone remembers it because it was really nice to have you in our city, that you shared all your experience. So right now it's again war, and everyone is exhausted, and people are tired of pictures, for example, because we are still posting about the war. So I also have this picture on my Instagram. That's your daily reminder that the war in Ukraine is still going on. So from time to time, I keep posting this picture, and of course on my LinkedIn, it's connected with what we are doing as a convention bureau, what is Lviv doing, what is Ukraine doing. But I totally understand that people are exhausted with all of this information. They just don't want to hear it. To be frankly, sometimes we also need a rest from the news.
Of course.
But of course, we understand what is happening daily. And
probably you're just waiting for one bloody normal day, bloody normal day, which means that nothing is going on. So basically, this is what I remember from those times. I was waiting for a normal day where everything is silent and without any interruption. But yeah, it will come. That day will come for sure. But yeah, I mean, I told you before, it's a kind of wave, and now suddenly the war in Ukraine is a normal news, So you need to push. You need to be strong in this. This is, in my opinion, the most difficult part of your war now. Because it's a daily news already, all over the world, and you need to push further on, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. So how to continue to focus this attention and keep posting about the war in Ukraine, but in a way that people are not tired, but they understand and they leave it with us, the whole situation.
With what you are doing, you are showing to all of us that you are professionals, and this is important, Sophia. So you're showing us there is nobody from Russia answering nothing, no professional is raising hand and said, okay, guys, this is my personal opinion, Mm-hmm. Nobody. They are probably afraid, or I don't know what, but that's the biggest issue. And we trust you because you are a professional. We trust also your colleagues because we know you, all of you, Andriy and everybody around, that you know a lot about this business. You have a track record of great results before this, and this is where we should start. And I don't hear other story, never ever, just the propaganda. And with this trust you build around your country, around you, if you want to, you can really do a lot, Sophia. This is my personal opinion. Again, I'm totally now, maybe I'm professional because I'm talking about such things, but this is an interview and I feel that I must say this, So we are the same community, let's say so, although it sounds a little bit naive probably from my side. But I do hope that you feel it at IMEX, that you're part of this family, let's say so, of family of professionals doing this, what we are doing. So this is where we should actually also put a line, at the end. If somebody is unprofessional in these times, you asked me before, and I talked about the face you have, it's really, really simple logic, at the end of the day. Yeah.
So personal touch matters.
Always. This is all about personal touch. I mean, what we are doing with Conventa, I talked before, is that it's a little bit more personal, or a little bit more, let's say so, personal, than some other more industrial trade shows. That was my idea from the beginning, why people are coming to our event, because it feels better, then we take care about certain things, like I don't know, hospitality and so on, so that you can do your business, that you can have a professional environment where you can do your business. And it helps a lot. So just keep going and let's really hope that this war will stop soon, as soon as possible. You help a lot, at least in our small community of meeting professionals. We feel it like that. You help a lot to your country with what you are doing, Sophia. And this is our profession. And this is absolutely amazing. This will go to a history, in my personal opinion, because this is the first convention bureau being so active in a history, being so active in such a situation. So you should definitely write a book after the war about everything what is going on.
The book Lviv Convention Bureau's fights against Russian propaganda. I think it can be done, because our team is really focused on informing everyone what is happening. So I'm really grateful also to our international, foreign colleagues, everyone who's helping us and giving this opportunity to talk, because yes, it means a lot. So thank you. Okay, thank you for the interview, and hopefully I will see you soon
definitely.
During Conventa.
You are more than welcome, and I'm really looking forward. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.